Today we'll be pitching to you Yum China. Yum China is the spin-off of the larger company Yum Brands and operates all the locations of KFC, Taco Bell, and Pizza Hut within China and works all the franchising deals. As we can see, this is a comparative look at the income statement, cash flow statement, and balance sheet of Yum China compared to other large companies that operate internationally and within China. It has a high revenue and a fair margin of about 10%. It is valued relatively fairly at 24 PE and provides a small dividend. We can see here that Yum China has more than both Restaurant Brands International and McDonald's in China, and it also is the second largest company among the three, even larger than the previous company it used to be subsidiary to, Yum Brands. We can see that only McDonald's has more revenue and more profit than them, and out of all the other companies, Yum China has the healthiest balance sheet and the greatest growth prospects because of its entrance into China, which dominates abnormally sized market share, whereas in the West and in America it would be a lot harder to gain that type of market share.
Looking at the macroeconomic factors, China's economy is predicted to grow about 5.1% in 2022. Comparing this to last year, the economy grew 8%, thus showing that China is having a considerably healthy environment to grow, and Yum China will benefit from this. Due to COVID-19, China's economy is predicted to become the world's largest by 2028. And the average inflation rate in 2021 was 0.9%, which is fairly low. This suggests that Yum China has a healthy environment to grow in and that there are not many macroeconomic headwinds or any other issues that Yum China may face due to China's economic environment.
We can see in China that the paradigms of the local households are getting better day by day. The average household income growth was 9.7% between the last year, and the increase in the average disposable income per household was 9.1%, and the average household wealth grew by 8.5% over the next 5 years.
Whilst looking at the industry outlook, we'll first look at the global level and then specifically look at China, where Yum China operates. Looking at the global level, the sales are predicted to reach about 898 billion US dollars. Comparing this in 2019, which was 864 billion dollars, this shows that the industry is still growing and the market will continue to grow on further. In 2021, there was a 6.6 year-on-year growth, and by 2023, the overall growth rate is expected to reach 1% post COVID-19. This further suggests that the market is expanding and that Yum China will continue to thrive. 2022 is a key year for transition in the industry due to the increase in demand for food delivery and the additional technology that will be incorporated within this market. There is a rise in jobs by about 400,000, and it's expected to reach about 16.5 million jobs in 2030. This further, again, suggests that the market is growing and that more labor will be needed and more capital in turn. Nearly 65% of consumers believe that restaurants are essential, and this further predicts the market in the future years coming.
But now we want to zoom in back in China, where Yum really operates here. Now, while the other companies have to squabble over that industry, Yum has by far the largest market share within China. Its expected CAGR of the industry is 7.3%. The Chinese food service market is projected to reach more than $1 trillion by 2025, and the full service restaurant is dominant segment and expected to remain so throughout the forecast period. And adding on to that, China solely covered 60% of the global market revenue for food and beverage. Yum China has now increased the total amount of locations by about 4,000 within the last 5 years, even during COVID, which just segments how large their growth is and how much they've penetrated the market as of recent. They're also incorporating large amounts of technology into their business, which we will further expand upon later, and it's one of the main reasons why they're growing so fast comparatively to other markets like the US and Europe. We're expected to see double-digit percentage sales growth, operating profit growth, and earnings per share growth, much in part due to the increasing digitalization of the industry.
This leads us to digitalizing distribution. Over 35% of sales were coming from delivery over last year. This suggests that there's an overall increase in the demand for delivery post pandemic and due to the change in market trends for consumers. 86% of all KFC and Pizza Hut sales came from digital orders in 2021, which is up by the 2020's 80%. This suggests that there's a growing trend towards the delivery, as mentioned before, and that companies are starting to become more technologically advanced and digitalizing their distribution per se. Yum China specifically is planning to invest over $1 billion USD into digitalization and technology advancements over the next 5 years. This shows the company's growth mindset, culture, as well as the fact that they're willing to look at the potential catalysts for the future to get ahead of the market. Their efforts were seen in the 2020 IDC China Digital Transformer Award as they won that, and in the 360 million loyalty members in the programs and at the quarter end for KFC and Pizza Hut.
Yum's advantage, especially in China, is that they have a large increase in their market cap over McDonald's, and they have a higher revenue and net income than its parent company, Yum Brands, and also the opposing company, Restaurant Brands International. Additionally, within China, they have made more money with McDonald's master franchise only bringing 3.9 billion, whereas Yum China bringing 8.4 billion within the same year. And as you can see with the graphs, their growth is far more rapid in this industry than any other major industry around the world.
In terms of Yum China's advocacy and sustainability, Yum China only sources RSPO certified palm oil, thus suggesting their motivation and their commitment to care about the environment. Due to COVID-19, Yum has enacted contactless deliveries and takeaways, showing their care towards humanity and trying to reduce the spread of the pandemic exposure through their companies. Yum China has pledged to align with the goals of the Paris Climate Agreement, thus furthering their sustainability and commitment to the environment once again, and they have an ESG rating of A. Yum China was also awarded the Gold Class 2022 in the S&P Global Sustainability Yearbook and was ranked among the top 100 companies globally for their gender equality by Equileap. This shows the company's culture and their growth mindset, which makes it a very strong case for a growing company that already has a wide economic moat and a great stock.
As we've seen previously, loyalty and repeat customers is key for chains such as Yum Brands. We can see with the previous example, even of a bad company, it was of Luckin Coffee, which gained its success and much notoriety because of its ability to build up loyalty program. As we can see here, Yum China has one of the largest loyalty programs, and it has many repeat customers due to many factors, including things like hygiene, quality, and other factors, which keep getting repeat customers. But how they change that into a more useful and continual growth cycle is to get more customers on loyalty programs, which is a great catalyst for growth as they can sell promotions and many other programs and types of products to the customers that they currently have.
Thank you.